Hello, I'm Scott Snyder, Dean of the College of Science and Engineering here at Idaho State University. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I'm disappointed that I couldn't spend some time in person with you and have a chat about my great college, about our great college, but things don't work out. And so maybe we'll get to see each other next year. What I do sincerely hope is that after watching this brief presentation, you have a sense of what we do here in the College of Science and Engineering. And that when you find interested students that you work with, you'll send them our way to take a look, and hopefully they will join us in the fall or the fall after that or the fall after that. We'd love to have them. We think we provide some really great opportunities. I'm going to share my screen now, and then we'll continue on with the presentation. All right. So one of the things that I really like to highlight is in the state of Idaho, we are Idaho's STEM college. In other words, there's no other college. We have colleges of engineering and colleges of science or arts and sciences, but no other college at any other university in the state of Idaho has all of the STEM disciplines combined under the same college umbrella. And what we do is we really provide that entire breadth from math to science to engineering in our college in this incredible area of Southeast Idaho, here both in Pocatello and in Idaho Falls. And the key thing is, and the key thing always to remember, is that students that successfully complete college degrees in STEM programs invariably have a great number of options for really high-paying careers in a variety of super interesting fields. And these fields are often the fields from medicine to engineering to chemistry to biology that change our world, that change the way that we live. And so it's a really great way to not only have students that graduate and make a great living and have a fulfilling, successful career, but also contribute to our society and our planet as a whole. One of the key things that we're interested, or that I think we do really well and we are interested in around the college, is offer students, our undergraduate students, the opportunity to work directly with faculty on individual projects outside of the classroom. And these are research projects in all of the different types of things that we do. And I'll mention that a little bit more as we go along. The other thing is, unlike at some bigger universities, our professors are the ones in the classroom. We don't have graduate students teaching classes. We really have professors with relatively small numbers of students interacting very closely. So the professors get to know the students get to know the professors, and it enhances our learning environment. Our college supports a number of internships with regional and national industry and government. Idaho State University and most of these students are out of the College of Science and Engineering is the biggest provider of interns to the Idaho National Laboratory. We offer 20 different types of degrees. And again, our students go on and do really successful things. So I'm not going to read all these slides to you. I will just make a few comments about our various departments and the degrees that you can get. In biology, you can study in everything from molecular biology to pre-medicine. You can study ecology and ecosystem biology out in this beautiful, beautiful part of the world that we call home, and a variety of different things in between. So the biological sciences prepares students for a large number of different degrees. It's our biggest department in terms of our faculty and in terms of our students. We've hired a whole bunch of young, energetic faculty into the department who love to work and bring new approaches to working with students in both the classroom and the research lab. We, again, prepare students to go out in the world and do a whole variety of things, as you can see here. Chemistry, I'm so proud of this department in that of all of our departments engage our undergraduate students in faculty mentored research. Chemistry does it better than the rest of them. There's just no question about it. And they do it hands down better than anybody else in the college. And the reason is that department has intentionally structured itself to support every student in undergraduate research. Other departments have larger graduate programs and have other things, and they still do a great job with undergraduate research. But chemistry really, really focuses on that research experience. So if you have students that are interested in chemistry and thinking about a place to go to study chemistry, or maybe just want to understand chemistry a little bit better, that is an excellent department to send students for a really rich and fulfilling career. Computer science, this is our most rapidly growing department in the College of Science and Engineering, and we've intentionally invested in this department in the last few years. This is obviously a booming field, and we're touched in every moment of our lives by computers, as we all know right now, right? I'm sitting at one, you're sitting at one as you watch this. And so the opportunities for programming, for operating systems, for studying and working on the architecture of computers are really important. One of the things that we've really pushed into recently here at Idaho State University is cybersecurity. And we all know about different ransomware and things like that, but our cybersecurity education also extends to the computer systems that control the power grid or nuclear power plants or other things that could be vulnerable. We're creating the professionals of tomorrow to go out and make both our state and our nation safe from those sorts of attacks. I'll also point out that computer science, those majors have some of the best salaries of any students that graduate from Idaho State University. So geosciences, a world away. One of the things I admire most about geosciences is these geologists, the faculty and the students all love to be outdoors. This department uses our beautiful state as their laboratory. They take students on field trips all over the state to understand the geology, to understand the history of the planet and the area that we live in. They write the books on the different aspects of geology in Idaho and around the world. One of our professors, in fact, has worked very closely with scientists at NASA and other universities around the country to study volcanoes here in Idaho and to relate the structure of those volcanoes to potential structures on places like the moon and Mars for future space exploration. So lots of exciting stuff. Again, a lot of involvement with undergraduates in the geosciences. Mathematics and statistics. If you've got a student that is interested in studying mathematics or statistics, again, our student faculty ratio is really, really good. And that's primarily, it's that low. That 1-to-1 is not a misprint. That student to faculty ratio or major to faculty ratio is there because this is mathematics and statistics is the department that touches every student at Idaho State University. Every student will take a course from this department before they graduate. Oftentimes they're general education or introductory level math. But if you have a student that's a math major, then that student will be very well served by the really close knit community they have with their faculty. Physics. Physics is an exceptionally fascinating field. Again, another low student-faculty relationship. And much like computer science, physics has a really great opportunities with national labs, such as jobs up at INL. They have great connections with other national labs. So students that graduate from our physics program have great potential to go on and do wonderful things. And many of you may be familiar with Dr. Steve Shropshire, who's pictured here on the right. And Steve goes out to high schools throughout the region and extols the virtues of physics and science in general. He's just emblematic of the kind of programs that we have. One of the things that I think is a real hidden treasure and that I'm trying to shine more light on in my role as dean is the fact that we are ISU engineering. Within the College of Science and Engineering is ISU engineering. We have 4 different departments that I'll go through. All of them are relatively small. All of them offer a personal education for a very difficult subject. And all of them have great partnerships with industry and government in the state and the region. So probably our flagship engineering department, and don't tell the other departments that I said this, but It's a flagship because it's unique. Not only is it nationally accredited, but it is one of the very few nuclear engineering programs west of the Mississippi. So we're very proud to have it. We have an operating nuclear reactor here on campus, and you see this student here who has been trained to safely operate that reactor. Now, it's a very small reactor, but the principles that the students learn in operating that live reactor could be applied anywhere else in the nuclear industry. So it's a really neat opportunity for learning that students have. This is a department with one of the strongest partnerships with INL. So if you are from or know folks that are at the lab, you likely know somebody who is an Idaho State graduate. Again, the lab is a big employer of our students, but they go to work at nuclear power plants or other national labs around the country. And as many of you may be aware of, there's a lot of advanced reactor design going on up at INL these days. And those jobs will require the kinds of training that come not only from nuclear engineering, but from physics, from computer science, from our other engineering programs. So super, super exciting opportunity to study and again, get jobs right here in the region. Civil and environmental engineering, this is a really neat department. Again, nationally accredited as are all our engineering programs. And one of the neat things they have done, for those of you familiar with the Idaho State campus, is the big eye on the hill disappeared for a number of years. Well, we brought it back, and it's our civil engineering students that helped to bring that eye back to the ISU campus, and we're very proud of them. The other really neat thing that we have, and started up relatively recently, is the so-called disaster response complex. And this is meant to train first responders in emergency response to all kinds of things: natural disasters, human-caused disasters, potential terrorist events, the whole bit. And it involves students heavily in interacting with those first responders, in designing training exercises, in moving structures around that these first responders move through. We have a bus that we got from INL that they set a charge off in, and it has a big hole in it to simulate a terrorist attack. We have an outdoor part of the disaster response complex where we use concrete to create structures that first responders have to crawl through for simulated rescue and recovery. Just really amazing things going on there. And we serve police and fire and EMTs here in Idaho, but we also serve National Guard units from around the country, as well as first responders at INL. Super exciting stuff. We also do things with bridge building and dam building and water and everything you might expect from a civil engineering program. And the cool thing is all the faculty and all the students in civil engineering, they love to build stuff, but they also love to break stuff to see how strong it is. So if you have a student who's interested in built structures, in breaking things, this may be the field for her. Electrical and computer engineering. This, like computer science, is one of the hottest fields in the country right now. And a degree in electrical engineering or computer engineering, you're essentially guaranteed of a really well-paying job. We're again nationally accredited, and there's just opportunities abound in designing and engineering computers, in designing the power systems that the smart grids and things like that will come to pass rely on, that, and understanding how electrical vehicles can interact with our grid. You name it, and your students can learn about that in this particular program. And their final program that I'll talk to you about is mechanical engineering. This is a really exciting department. Again, much like biology, we've done a lot of hiring, and computer science for that matter. We've done a lot of hiring in mechanical engineering. We have a lot of really enthusiastic faculty members who are ready to interact with your students. They'll get a great education. We've got a strong robotics program. We work very closely with nuclear engineering to look at energy systems, aerospace, biomechanics, automotive, industrial control systems, a whole variety of things. And I will stop sharing my screen now. So that's an overview of what we do and the opportunities we provide at the College of Science and Engineering. I hope this has been useful to you. Stay well out there, and I hope to see you next year in person. Please send your students our way and don't hesitate to contact us if you have questions. Thank you very much.